Good evening to all. Welcome to Physics Daily class. Last class we discussed about the topic pressure. Today I am going to continue the same topic. Before starting today's lesson, I would like to recall the last class briefly. Last class we discussed about the term pressure, the relation between the force, area and the pressure. And also we did some calculations using the formula pressure equal to force over area, and we explained the pressure in a liquid and the properties that apply to any stationary liquid in open container, and we solved numerical questions based on the formula pressure equal to rho g h. So last class, just recall those things. First, the term pressure. What is pressure? It is defined as the force per unit area, and its SI unit is Newton meter square. And the relation pressure equal to force over area, pressure is directly proportional to force when area is constant, and pressure is inversely proportional to area when the force is constant. And pressure, liquid pressure, what are the properties of the liquid pressure? The properties are the pressure, liquid pressure increases with the depth, pressure acts in all the direction, pressure depends upon density, like that. And the liquid pressure is given by the formula rho gh, and rho is the density of the liquid, g is acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height or depth of the liquid. Those things we discussed the other day. Now I am going to start with today's learning outcomes. Today we are going to discuss mainly about atmospheric pressure. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to know what is atmospheric pressure and its SI unit, and the application of atmospheric pressure, and describe the symbol mercury barometer and its use in measuring atmospheric pressure. Finally, the use and describe the use of manometer. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to know all these outcomes. First, what is atmospheric pressure? What is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted on the surface of any object by the atmospheric gas. It is caused by the weight of the atmospheric gas above Earth's surface. Air pressure is all around us. It is acting on our body as well. Air pressure is the force exerted on you by the weight of tiny particles of air, that is the air molecules. Although air molecules are invisible, they still have weight and they take up space. Since there is a lot of empty space between the air molecules, air can be compressed to fit into a smaller volume. When the air is compressed, it is under high pressure. So we can compress the air so that the pressure increases. Now, these are the introduction part about atmospheric pressure, which is not very much important in the IGCSE syllabus. The main thing in the IGCSE syllabus is the manometer, barometer, and how it works, those things. Here, again, general information, the Earth retains its atmosphere because of the pull of gravity on the air molecules. It may not look very dense, but it exerts very high pressure. The atmospheric pressure becomes less dense with the increasing height. Its pressure acts in all directions. How much pressure are you under? Everybody is exposed to atmospheric pressure. In our body, for square centimeter square, a force of 10 Newton is acting on it. That means if it is a larger area like 1 meter square, a force of 100,000 Newton is acting. That will produce a pressure which is the atmospheric pressure, roughly which is equal to 100,000 Pascal. Unit of atmospheric pressure. The unit of atmospheric pressure used in IGCSE syllabus includes Pascal, 1, centimeter or millimeter of mercury, or atmosphere, that is ATM. 1 atmosphere, ATM, atmosphere is equal to 760 centimeter of mercury, or which is equal to 76 centimeter of mercury, or 760 millimeter of mercury, or 100,000 Pascal. So 76 centimeter of mercury or 760 millimeter of mercury or 100,000 Pascal. Atmospheric pressure decreases with the altitude. That means if you go high above the mountain, the pressure decreases. Why is that? Because when you go high above the mountain, the density of air decreases, so pressure decreases. Look at the diagram. Here there is a house just at the bottom of the mountain. The pressure in that house is very high, but there is a house at the top of the mountain. There the pressure is low because the density of air decreases, less air above that. Now, this is an experiment which is called collapsing can experiment, which is used to demonstrate atmospheric pressure. First, in the figure 1, you see the can is open to atmosphere and the outside atmospheric pressure is there, inside is also the air pressure. These two pressures are balancing, so the can is staying as it is. But in the figure 2, look at the figure 2, the air is removed from the can. When you remove the air from the can, the inside pressure decreases compared to the outside pressure. So, outside is higher pressure and inside is low pressure. Due to the pressure difference, the can is crushed. So, that is one of the simple experiment to demonstrate atmospheric pressure. Then applications of atmospheric pressure. There are many applications. I have given 1 or 2 applications here. One is drinking through a straw. Drinking through a straw. So, when a person sucks through the straw, the pressure in the straw becomes low. So, what will happen? The pressure inside the straw decreases. The pressure inside the straw decreases. Outside pressure, the atmospheric pressure is higher than the pressure inside the straw. Due to the pressure difference, the liquid is forced up the straw. Then a rubber sucker. When a rubber sucker is pushed against a piece of glass, most of the air is squeezed out from under the sucker. So, when you press it against the wall, the air inside will come out. So, the pressure inside decreases. And then if you try to pull the sucker away from the glass, the pressure of the trapped air drops as the air spreads to fill the larger space. With high pressure of air outside and the low pressure of air inside, due to the pressure difference, it is firmly attached with the surface of the glass. That is one of the applications of atmospheric pressure. Vacuum cleaner. This is another good application of atmospheric pressure. Here, in the vacuum cleaner, there is a fan. Here is a fan. This fan lowers the air pressure inside the bag. Here, so this pressure decreases, it becomes partial vacuum. So, the inside the bag, the pressure decreases, outside is atmospheric pressure. Due to the pressure difference, the air gets inside, which carries the dust and the dirty particles which will be going inside. There is the bag acts as a filter, so it will stop the dirt and the dust and only let the air to come out. So, here domestic vacuum cleaner works by creating partial vacuum. A fan lowers the air pressure just beyond the bag. The atmosphere rushes in, carrying dust and dirt with it. The bag acts as a filter, stopping the dust and the dirt, but not the air. Now, we need to know about what are the instruments used to measure atmospheric pressure. Here, one is simple barometer, another one is 14 barometer, the third one aneroid barometer. In these three, you are going to study only about the simple barometer. Simple barometer. What is a barometer? Barometer is an instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure. It is used to measure atmospheric pressure. How it consists of a glass tube of length nearly 1 meter, which is evacuated, air is removed. There is a bowl of mercury. You are inserting the evacuated glass tube into the mercury, so that inside there is no pressure, the pressure is 0, outside atmospheric pressure. So, what will happen? Due to the pressure difference, the atmosphere exerts a force on the mercury surface, so the mercury level rises and stay at a particular value, constant level. If you measure the vertical height from this upper meniscus to the surface, this height will give the pressure of the atmosphere. Usually, it will be around 760 millimeter of mercury. 760 millimeter of mercury is the normal atmospheric pressure acting at the sea level, that one. So, this point x is a very important point which is called the balancing point. The balancing point, what do you mean by balancing point? It is the point in which the atmospheric pressure is equal to the pressure due to this liquid column. The atmospheric pressure and the pressure due to the liquid column is balanced in this point. So, if the atmospheric pressure increases, this height will increase and again it will balance. If the atmospheric pressure falls, if the atmospheric pressure decreases, then this height will come down and again it balances. So, this point is balancing point where the both atmospheric pressure and the pressure due to the liquid column is equal. The space above the mercury column is empty. Sometimes it may have partially a mercury vapor also present here. Here, it is an instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure. It consists of a glass tube of about 1 meter long and sealed at one end, and all the air is removed from it. The bowl is open to atmosphere and contains mercury. With no air in the tube, there is nothing to stop the pressure of the atmosphere pushing up the tube, and the mercury has risen to a height such that the pressure it produces at point x is equal to the atmospheric pressure. The vertical distance from the surface of the mercury in the dish to the top of the mercury meniscus in the tube is the measure of the atmospheric pressure. The higher the column, greater the atmospheric pressure. The space above the mercury contains no air, although it does contain mercury vapor. Here, there is another barometer. We are marking some points A, B, C, like D, E, F, like that. We should know what is the pressure at each and every point. As I already told you, at the top it's vacuum. So, what is the pressure at this point PA? PA is equal to, here PA is 0 centimeter of mercury. If you check the point PB, the second point PB, PB is 26 centimeter of mercury, because this height is from this point to this height is 26 centimeter, it is mercury, so 26 centimeter of mercury. And then PE here, I told this is the balancing point. This height is how much? 26 plus 50, 76. So, at the pressure here is 76 centimeter of mercury. So, remember at pressure at A is 0 centimeter mercury, B 26 centimeter of mercury, and also at E 76. If I take another point F here, pressure at F is, this is 76 plus this 8, 76 plus 8, 84 centimeter of mercury. Now, for a given liquid, the pressure will be same at the same level. Therefore, pressure at D and E are equal. So, this D and C, these two are equal. Why? Because this height is not much difference, only 50 centimeter difference. In that 50 centimeter difference, the pressure won't vary. So, these 2 points have the same pressure. The difference of the gas pressure at different level can be ignored if the distance of the height is not too large. Therefore, pressure at E and D is 76. And one more thing, the pressure at E and pressure at D are equal in this situation, because both are atmospheric pressure. The next one, how will you convert the millimeter of mercury, that is the normal atmospheric pressure is 760 millimeter of mercury is the standard atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atm. Its value in Pascal can be found by using the formula shown here. So, we need to convert millimeter of mercury to Pascal. How will you convert? First of all, we need to use the formula pressure equal to rho GH, whereas rho is the density, here the density of mercury, and G is gravitational field strength, and H is height. The height is given in millimeter. First of all, we need to convert the millimeter to meter. So, what we need to do? We need to divide this 760 millimeter to meter by dividing it by 1000. So, you will be getting 0.76 is the height, and 13,600 is the density of mercury, and 10 is the acceleration due to gravity. So, the final answer is 1.3360 Pascal. So, that is the total atmospheric pressure. So, this is equal to 760 millimeter of mercury. So, 760 millimeter of mercury is equal to 103,360 Pascal. The value of standard atmospheric pressure is roughly approximately equal to 100,000 Pascal. So, this is the way to convert millimeter of mercury to centimeter of mercury. Here you need to remember the SI unit. So, the millimeter you need to convert to meter, and then the density is already, if it is given in kilogram per meter cube, no need of changing. The next one, the atmospheric pressure, the difference in height, this height from the surface to the top does not depends upon the width of the tube. Whether if you use a wide tube or a narrow tube, it won't change. The height of the mercury remains same even though the diameter of the glass tube is different. Second one, the height of the mercury remains the same even though the glass tube is lifted up or lowered down. Here you are lifting up, this is lowered down. In both cases, the vertical height will be same. Normal atmosphere means it is 760 millimeter of mercury. And the third one here, the vertical height remains the same even though the glass tube is slanted or tilted. This will be again 76 centimeter of mercury. 76 centimeter, so the atmospheric pressure is 76 centimeter of mercury. So, it is a constant value. Then, what are the advantages of using mercury as a barometric liquid? What are the advantages? The density of mercury is 13,600 kilogram per meter cube, is greater than of all other liquids. So, only 0.76 meter height of the mercury column is needed to balance the normal atmospheric pressure. So, if you use mercury, we can use a tube of length only 1 meter is enough. That is, it will rise only 76 centimeter. The vapor pressure of mercury is negligible, so it does not affect the barometric height. Mercury neither wets nor does it stick to the glass tube. So, it will not stick to the glass tube mercury. The surface of mercury is shining and opaque, therefore, it is easily seen while taking observation. So, these are the advantages of using mercury barometer. Then, if you use, what are the disadvantages of using water as a barometric liquid? We can use water, but if you use water, water is low density. Its density is 1000 kilogram per meter. So, if you use water as a barometric liquid, the problem is the water level rises to nearly 10.4 meter. So, we have to use a long tube which is very difficult to carry from one place to another. The vapor pressure of water is high. So, the vapor which may produce in the vacuum space makes the reading inaccurate. The water vapor will exert a force on the water surface, so the level decreases and we will not get the correct answer. Water wets or it sticks to the glass tube, therefore, makes the reading inaccurate. Water being transparent is not clearly seen while taking the observation. I have taken some past paper questions from the past paper book. I am going to discuss some questions here. First question, the diagram shows a simple mercury barometer. You know what is the use of a barometer? It is used to measure atmospheric pressure. Well, which height is the measure of atmospheric pressure? Height, that height C. Say, look at this one, from the surface to the top upper meniscus. So, this is the answer. All others are not correct. A barometer is carried from the first floor to the 20th floor of the building. Why does the reading on the barometer falls? Why the reading on the barometer falls? So, reading falls because of low pressure. So, go through the readings. First one, air pressure has increased, wrong. Gravity has decreased, that also wrong, because gravity will not change within this 20th floor. Temperature has increased, no. There is less air above the barometer, so less air, so the atmospheric pressure decreases. There is another third question. Figure 3.1 shows a glass tube dipped into mercury. The vacuum pump is connected to the top of the tube and switched on. The mercury rises up the tube and stops. Mercury rises and stops up to 0.76 meter height. Question A. 3 points on figure 3.1 are labeled P, Q and R. P, Q and R. State which 2 points are in the atmospheric pressure. State which 2 points are in the atmospheric pressure. You should know that here this is atmospheric pressure and this also atmospheric pressure. one question is done. Then second one, the density of mercury is 13,600 kilogram per meter cube and the gravitational field strength G is 10 Newton per kilogram. Calculate the pressure due to the column of mercury. So, how will you find this one? Pressure equal to rho G H. You need to use rho 13,600 multiplied by 10 and height is 0.76. So, you will get the answer which is in Pascal. Now, the last question, state and explain what happens if the mercury in the apparatus shown in figure 3.1 is replaced with water. If you change the mercury into water, what will happen? You know, water is less dense than mercury. The density of water is very low. Its density is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So, if you use water as a barometric liquid, the height rises to nearly 10 meter. So, it will rise and goes into the vacuum pump even. That's all about this topic, that is barometer. Now, we have to continue this one. I will be one drop of water. The next part of the lesson is a manometer. What is a manometer? It is an instrument used to measure the difference in gas pressure or liquid pressure with the atmospheric pressure. It gives the difference in pressure between the gas pressure to the atmospheric pressure. Say, it consists of an U-shaped tube which contains mercury, an U-shaped tube which contains mercury. One side of the tube is connected to the gas supply, other side is connected to the open to the atmosphere. Say, after connecting the gas supply, if you see the level, here this end is connected to the gas supply and this end is open to atmosphere. After connecting to the gas supply, the level of liquid on both arms are equal. Then you can say that the atmospheric pressure is equal to the gas pressure. So, the gas pressure and atmospheric pressure both are balanced. So, if they give the atmospheric pressure as 760 millimeter of mercury, now the gas pressure is also 760 millimeter of mercury. So, remember that if the two levels are equal, then the gas pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. The next, we are connecting another gas supply. When you connect the another gas supply, now look at the level. This side the mercury level goes down and this side the mercury rises up. So, there is a difference in height h. This height gives the pressure difference. Now, if you look at this diagram, here the pressure of the gas is higher because the mercury level goes down. The pressure of the gas is higher than the atmospheric pressure. So, how much it is higher? The gas pressure is h centimeter of mercury higher than the atmospheric pressure. So, if you want to find the gas pressure, atmospheric pressure plus pressure difference. Say for example, if the difference is 100 millimeter and the atmospheric pressure is 760 millimeter of mercury, then 760 millimeter plus the difference in height 100, 860 millimeter of mercury is the pressure of the gas supply. Now, the third case, now look at this one. After connecting another gas supply, now the pressure, atmospheric pressure is, atmosphere is pushing the liquid down and this side rises. That means the atmospheric pressure is greater than the gas pressure, or we can say the gas pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. When the gas pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure, we need to find out here by looking at the level, we can find out whether the gas pressure is greater or lesser. In this case, the gas pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. If the gas pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure, in order to find the gas pressure, atmospheric pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure minus pressure difference, that is the H. When the difference between the mercury levels is too small to measure accurately, water or oil, that is low dense liquid, can be used so that the, instead of mercury. That's the thing. These three situations are summed in one diagram. In the first diagram, look at this, both levels are equal. That means atmospheric pressure is equal to the gas pressure. Second diagram, look at this. This gas side, it goes down. So, gas pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure. So, gas pressure equal to atmospheric pressure plus the height. The third diagram, this side down. So, gas pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. In order to find the gas pressure, we need to subtract the difference in height. Now, again some questions from the past papers related to manometer. The first question, the diagram shows a symbol manometer. The side X is connected to the gas supply, the side X is connected to the gas supply, that is R, and the Y is connected open to the atmosphere. What is the pressure, what is the length H used to measure, the length H, or we can say what pressure is the length H used to measure. Length H is what? It is the pressure difference. So, first one is the atmospheric pressure, yes, that is wrong. Second one, the difference between the gas pressure R and the second option is the correct answer. And check the C option, the gas pressure R. Gas pressure, it won't give directly gas pressure. The sum of the gas pressure R and the atmospheric pressure, that also not correct. It gives only the pressure difference. Now, the next question, the pressure of the gas in a cylinder is found using a water manometer. Here, look at this one. By looking at the diagram itself, you know that gas pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure. How much greater? Gas pressure is 20 centimeter of water greater than the atmospheric pressure. So, given the density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube and the gravitational field strength G is 10 Newton per kilogram, what is the pressure above atmospheric pressure of the gas in the cylinder? Pressure, higher pressure. What is pressure equal to rho GH? 1000 into 10 into 0.2, that is 20 centimeter, you are converting to meter divided by 100, then 2000 Pascal. Like that, the answer comes. The next question, that is the last question. Figure 3.1 shows the manometer used to measure the pressure difference between the air inside the plastic container and the atmospheric pressure. The pressure difference of 100 Pascal causes 1 centimeter difference in water level. A part. Using figure 3.1, determine the pressure difference in Pascal shown by the manometer. So, here 80 centimeter mark, one level 20. So, what is the difference in height? 80 minus 20, that is 60 centimeter. You know that 1 centimeter corresponding to 100 Pascal. Therefore, 60 centimeter equal to 6000 Pascal. So, the pressure is 6000 Pascal. State what change, if any, occur to the distance h in figure 3.1 if the manometer tube is narrow. If you use a narrow tube or a wide tube, the difference in height will not change. It remains the same. It depends only upon the density. Next question, you see that the liquid denser than water is used in. If you use a liquid whose density is higher, then what will happen? Density increases, the height decreases, because density and height are inversely proportional when the pressure is constant. Now, we are at the end, the summary of the lesson. Today, throughout this presentation, you would have learned the following. What is atmospheric pressure and its units? Applications of atmospheric pressure. What is barometer and its use in measuring atmosphere? What is manometer and its use in measuring pressure difference between gas pressure and atmosphere? These are some assignments I have given from the past paper. Refer and answer the following past paper questions and discuss with your teacher later. Question number 1. All are from the IGCSE syllabus. October, November 2016, paper 4-2, question number 3-1. That is second one, October, November 2018, paper 4-2, question number 2. October, November 2018, paper 2-2, question number 12. Then May, June 2010, paper 1-2, question number 12. May, June 2013, paper 3-1, question number 6. Thank you very much for listening. See you on another lesson on another day.